Hey, I want to talk about spiritual bypassing and what a healthy versus an unhealthy expression of spirituality used as a mirror to understand yourself as an emotional being may or may not look like. Spiritual bypassing, as most people understand it, is using spiritual principles or ideals to measure yourself and your current experience against, and then using these spiritual ideals to basically invalidate the way that you feel or deny the fact that you experience or feel a certain way. For example, say your dog died and you loved your dog and you were practicing meditation and you were experiencing everything as pure love and consciousness and everything is beautiful and love and light filled, and you're attracting a beautiful experience because you know that by having a high vibration you're going to attract the life of your dreams, blah, 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 right? You're on that narrative, right? You're in that narrative, and then your dog dies. All of a sudden, the fact that you feel sad is going to trigger all these weird feelings around your expression of spirituality, like I'm too attached, and so I shouldn't feel sad about my dog dying because I should live in a state of non-attachment. Consciousness is more prevalent than manifested form, and the personality construct is an illusion, and death is an illusion, so I shouldn't feel sad about my dog dying. Or because I create my own reality through my vibrational state, and the law of attraction is bringing me back the energy that I put out. If I'm sad about my dog dying, then I'm going to attract more situations that make me feel this sad. Stop doing that. Let yourself be sad about the fact that your dog died. Allow yourself to feel these interrelational experiences with other expressions of consciousness. If you're denying the fact that you feel a certain way, you're denying an important catalyst for personal understanding and personal growth, which is, in my opinion, if you're denying an opportunity for growth, that's the antithesis of spirituality. Spirituality to me, because I have maybe a yogi background, and the whole principle of yoga is the process of becoming and allowing yourself to transform and have a deeper level of self-understanding. Spirituality is allowing yourself to feel and observe things. And through that observing process and allowing process, you can take a step back after you have honored and felt these things. And as the observing consciousness, after you felt them, because if you don't feel them and you're denying them and you're not allowing yourself to feel, there's nothing to observe. But allowing yourself to feel these things, and then take a step back as the observing consciousness, and allow yourself to ask questions like, where does this emotion come from? What belief systems triggered this reaction? Why do I feel these particular ways? What about my belief systems can be questioned or refined after you've actually observed and allowed yourself to authentically and truthfully experience the feelings? Because if you don't allow yourself to feel and then you try to question your belief systems, you're basically like using incomplete or false data in order to understand yourself. So allowing yourself to feel is going to allow yourself to understand where you're at totally. And then once you've understood where you're at totally, that's when you can actually apply some things to change it. But if you're just bypassing it immediately and not letting yourself feel, you're kind of missing out on an opportunity to understand yourself and to deepen your experience as a conscious being. So stop that. Don't do that. And I'm speaking really passionately and a little energetically, because my own experience is I am a very logical person. I'm a very rational person. I like to consider myself someone who's very spiritually involved, because I have explored many paths of spirituality, including yoga, Zen, just everything basically. And I've used every form of spirituality to bypass the deep levels of hurt that I feel within myself. I've denied, my anger that I've felt. I've denied hurt that I felt. I've denied remorse that I felt. I've denied feelings of loss. And what has happened as a result is, because I just suppress these emotions and I don't understand who I am and I don't understand my motivations for the behaviors that lead to basically these circumstances that make me feel this way, I just repeat the same thing I did repeat the same thing over and over and over again, and created increasingly more painful circumstances that were kind of like, basically my consciousness knocking on my door louder and louder and louder until it was, ramming it down and saying, look, wake up, man, let yourself feel these things so you can work it out, The whole idea that we're spiritual beings having human experiences require us to honor and acknowledge the fact that human experience is part of that spiritual being. So don't just deny the fact that you have emotions. Let yourself feel them. Let yourself accept that you feel them. And then accepting that you feel them and accepting the cause for the feeling instead of beating yourself up or saying that you're not spiritual allows you to fully accept where you are, and then from where you are you can shift. But if you don't accept where you are, there's no shifting that happens. It's just suppression, and it's going to keep coming up again and up again and up again and up again, and you're going to be in a loop. So life is much juicier and more fun when you actually let yourself feel things, because if you don't feel things, then you're like, what's the point? What is the point beyond our emotional connection to people and to things and to, the expression of joy and if you allow yourself to be angry, you'll learn how to love deeper. If you allow yourself to feel sad, you understand bliss in a more profound way. It's the whole yin and yang thing. You can't have the light without it casting a shadow in some way. And I really think that's a truth. Like, we live in a dual reality. I wrote a song about it. And it's just healthy, man. Just don't deny yourself something that is so integral to your expression of consciousness as a human being. Like, it just enriches your life by allowing yourself to feel, and it allows for deeper self-realization. So don't fool yourself into thinking you're any more spiritual by denying the fact that you have emotions arise within yourself. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for everyone who's supporting my little journey right now, and I feel a lot of feels. Love you. Bye.